Hotties, it's your girl Sarah here, aka Bubblegum Trill, and I'm here to give you a BBL. On this here channel, I wanted to start a series called BBLs, which are boss baddie lessons or boss lessons, you know. I wanted to start giving some business tips and having some conversations with you guys in the comments and just going back and forth about business stuff and how to start your business and, you know, doing a couple things. So I got a lot of notes here. So today's video is going to be, as you can tell by the title, how to start your business with between $60 to $70. Now I'm saying start your business. I'm not saying run your business. There is a difference. Starting your business with between $65 to $70 is possible. I can tell you how. So step one, get yourself a notebook and pen. If you don't own these already, you can get them from the dollar store. That's where you're $5 to $10, depending upon how fancy you're trying to get. If you're like me, I bought fancy books, I bought fancy pens because I like writing. You need a physical book and something to write with tangibly. The reason I say that is, yes, you can type on your computer and you can do all those things, but when you put an idea through pen to paper, there is an energy that goes through it, and I find that it really does help manifest things. But also when you're thinking of things and you're working on things, it's a lot easier to remember all the things you wrote down rather than you typed, because we type all day. When you have a notebook, and the rest of these suggestions I'm going to give you, a lot of them will be written into your notebook, so you need these things. So that's a base. That's on paperback. Okay. Two, the second thing you're gonna need is Google. So the first thing you want to do is, if you have a name for your business, Google it and see if it's already taken by somebody else. What also you can do when you're on Google is to search other businesses that are similar to the one that you want to begin and see how they're running, what they offer, what they don't offer, any similarities between the businesses, how they brand themselves, all stuff like that. It's very important to look at that because you want to know if there are simply like industry standards that you're going to have to uphold and keep, and if there's ways that you can, you know, finagle around. It's best to go through as many as you can and not only find ones that are similar, but ones that you want to say, when they mention my business, I want them to mention X, Y, and Z in the same category so that people can understand what your brand is. For example, House of Trillium, I would want them to mention us in the same category as Sugar Thrills and Rip and Dip. And if you don't know, Dolls Kill is like a kind of like a streetwear accessories company, but they are completely overpriced, even though I buy from them all the time. I don't buy accessories anymore because hello, but I do buy clothes from them fairly often. They sell really cool clothes in plus sizes. There's not that many of them. And Rip and Dip, because they have that kind of like stoner aesthetic, but it's like really neon, and I love that. Going through these websites, you can also see what's missing from other companies that can make you stand out. Especially as a Canadian company, there are things that we may experience that, for example, somebody who has a company in the US won't think of. So for me, it was very important that House of Trillium had currency converters, because I personally have decided to stop shopping at stores that don't offer currency converters, because to me that tells me you don't want my money, you don't care about me being in another country, another customer, and you're not even giving me the opportunity to find out how much it would cost me. Something so simple, and you would have so many more sales. You can also use Google Trends to search, well, you know, trends. You can also use that to find out things that are, like, you can see the trajectory of it. You can also see words that people are using in association with, and that will help you create marketing. If you're doing like AdSense and all that kind of stuff, it'll help you do that because now you know what words are being searched on Google. Here is a major key. This is something I don't hear people talk about a lot, especially when it comes to starting a business, and I don't know why, because this was so imperative to me. Pinterest. And I know some of you guys are like, what? Pinterest is one of the best tools, one of the best websites out there for, especially for a creative. If you're looking for inspiration, yes, we have Behance and Dribbble and all these other wonderful sites that are specifically geared toward designers, graphic designers, and people who do art digitally. But if I'm a regular person and I don't do that, and I need to find information, Pinterest to me is so much better than Google, because it's right there. You can search branding and you will have thousands of pictures of different types of branding and things that you can be inspired by. I'm also a visual learner, so for me, looking on there and seeing, okay, this is how you make a brand board, this is how you do this, this is XYZ, and seeing it just laid out, amazing. Also, you get pretty good returns on your if you run ads on there. I always, especially with lip glosses, for me, I get a lot of ROI from Pinterest. So number 4 is Instagram. Creating an Instagram account is completely free. It is pretty much imperative right now to have some sort of social media presence for your business. I know some people don't have Instagram, some people don't have Twitter. I get it, but as a business, we are looking to see your Instagram. It's cute to have a website, but you need an Instagram so people who don't know your website can figure out your vibe. Your Instagram is essentially a brand board that is constantly evolving, and you need that. Please make an Instagram page. You can also make it that you're creative, you're a regular person, or you're a business. So you can have all those different analytics available to you. I would highly suggest it. Business Instagram account is completely free. It only costs money to run ads, and the ads are fairly inexpensive right now. So I would suggest that. Another great thing about Instagram is just like how on Google Trends, you can search words that are being used. On Instagram, you can search hashtags. Hashtags provide so much information because you can see who's using it, what other accounts are using them, how much traction they're getting, what are the top posts, what are people looking for under these things, and you can bring that all together and you have it right there in your phone. You can also look on Instagram on your computer. The hashtag searching function isn't as good as on your phone, but you do have the option to do it that way. So I would suggest searching hashtags. And the last thing is you can search your competitors on there. So you can see who they're following, who follows them, the type of verbiage they use, the type of images they post. So you know, do they have like a specific color that they post all the time? Is there a certain saying they always have? Is there always a certain emoji they have? You can really look into a brand and see what they're all about, what they're trying to say, what they're trying to put out there through their Instagram. And it's a really quick and simple way to do it. You don't have to sit through trying to find all this information about their website. We can just go to their Instagram and really get a lot of valuable information very quickly. The next thing you're going to want to do is research platforms. So how are you going to sell your items, right? I've just kind of broken down, how many did I have here? So I have like 4 just kind of run-of-the-mill platforms. So each platform has its own vibe and its own kind of brand to it. So you're going to want to look at what each one kind of means so you know how you want to sell. So eBay's good if you're selling things that are like one of one, memorabilia, vintage items, or retro items, and things that are not necessarily cheap, but not everything on eBay is viewed as high quality. It's either you get something at a, like, it's one of those places you go to get a deal. It's like a flea market. It's a flea market online. For example, I didn't put House of Trillium on there because to me it felt like eBay is seen as something that's not as it's cheap. It looks cheap sometimes. And I felt that that would be a detriment to my brand, so I didn't go on eBay. The next is Etsy. So Etsy is branded as a home, like, it's for the home, the people who make things from home, people who make things from scratch. It's for the ateliers, you know, because they're aware of the brand of Etsy, meaning you're buying from a person instead of a company. They upcharge like crazy on there. You do find more unique products on there than you would, let's say, a run-of-the-mill store. If you want to sell things that are homemade, I would suggest Etsy, because you can also put a higher price tag on it, because people like to say, I bought this from Etsy. To me, Etsy wouldn't have fit with House of Trillium because I can't decorate the site the way I want to, and I don't make all my items. I make very few of my items, but I do make some. I just felt like it felt disingenuous to be on Etsy. Here's one that I think that the most people have the same feeling about, but I think we can discuss a little bit further. Selling on Instagram. And what I mean by selling on Instagram, I'm not saying for the people who have a website and you can click on the picture, it brings up the product and you can go to the website. I mean the people who say, DM me for prices. Don't do that. It gives a lot of people a bad taste in their mouth. It seems like you might be a scammer, and it shows that you don't really want to invest in your business. When you tell me to buy something from you, I have to essentially beg you to give me the prices. I'm not doing that. We're in a world where we have access to anything. What makes you so special that I'm going to go out of my way to ask you how much your prices cost and trust you enough to tell me that you're giving me a standardized price? You go onto House of Trillium, it is very clear that this lip gloss cost $2.50. However, if I said DM me for prices, I could charge this person $3, this person $2, this person $5. There is no standardized price, and what that means to me is that you're asking me to trust you and I don't know you. If you have to start that way, as soon as you get enough money for a Shopify store or for a Wix store or for Etsy or eBay, go there. Do not keep it on Instagram. And it makes it look like you're willing to haggle for your prices, because if you can come into the DMs and you're going to tell me, I can be like, I don't want to pay that. That's now a conversation about the price. Whereas you come onto House of Trillium, you see something costs that much, who are you talking to? Because it's not me, because you're looking at the website. You'd have to go out of your way to tell me you don't want to pay something. Whereas you've already opened this line of conversation about pricing with somebody. Don't do it. And that's on self-respect. Then the last thing is having a website. So there's like Shopify, Wix, Squarespace, GoDaddy maybe. I don't know what the other ones are. But this is the most professional one you could have. This shows that you care about your business. This says, you know, I have a brand that I want to give to you. Having a website allows you to decorate the way you want to, accept payment the way you want to, set your own prices, do X, do Y, do Z, and it just allows you to have full control over your brand message, your company, and your products are being given to the world. It is up to you how you show it. Please try to have as much of a well thought out plan and design to your website. I personally, if I see a website that looks like it was made in 2001, I'm not shopping from them. So make sure if you're going to be running a website that you really put time and care into your website so that it looks trustworthy. And now, here, YouTube. You know, like, this is such a valuable website. Everything on here is free. YouTube is a really valuable resource. Creators, because this is a monetized platform, but the money doesn't necessarily come from you guys per se, we are a trusted source. So a lot of times people talk from experience, they talk from studying, they talk from this, and they bring it to you in this package. And now you can sit and you can watch a video. Now you're watching a video from a Canadian girl who's in Toronto talking about how to start a business for $65 to $70. And here we are. These are things that are amazing, and that's why the internet is so great, and where we're at technology wise is amazing. Don't take it for granted. Watch YouTube, take notes, find people you like and trust, find somebody whose personality you like. There's thousands of people who put out videos. You don't have to be stuck with somebody because they're popular, because they do what you do. Don't close yourself off to information. Just be aware that if you're taking information that is pertinent to your business and to your brand. Last but not least, so I remember I said this is going to be $65 to $70. I've said one thing that costs money. Here's where the ducats come. In Ontario, because I am Canadian, specifically in Ontario, it costs $60 to register your business. It is maybe a 30-minute process that you can do online. Please do it online. It costs $60 to do it online. If you do it through the mail or if you go into a Service Ontario, it costs $80. You need to have a valid email address and you need to have some sort of credit card to make your payment. It's a very easy process. It's very straightforward. Once you're done, they give you a receipt and they give you essentially like your business license, and you have a business number. You're now registered with the government. You are now an official business. You can really sit there on Service Ontario, which I'll link down below. And they have so much information about sole proprietorship and all different kinds of registration for your business. It allows you to do things like order wholesale because they'll want something that shows that you're an actual business. It gives you legitimacy just as something that can be looked up. Just keep learning, continue to learn about making demographics, learn about who would buy your product, figure out who you're marketing to, who would you buy from, how long things take, figure out your pricing. Just continue to learn, and be humble along the way, and I'm sure everything will work out fine for you. Everything will be blessed. God will bless you for it. So yeah, that's about it. So thank you very much for your time, hotties, and I will see you soon. I don't know if I'm shooting other videos. I might, so if you see this shirt more than once, fight me. I love you, hotties, very much. I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.